Okay, here we have the beginning of our game. The Imperial forces have entered into the unknown, dark, creepy complex. And across the board, we have a series of blips, and so on, that we need to go and investigate and find out what they are. So we're going to walk towards those rather cautiously.
So basically, if you've seen Aliens, you know what we're doing.
Absolutely.
And if you haven't seen Aliens, stop this video now and go and watch Aliens.
And then press play again on this.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, we've made our first move. I haven't encountered any blips just yet, so cautiously moving up through the corridors. Glenn, I think you're probably in the same boat here, yeah?
Yeah, I've cheated and moved a bit too far, but let's face it, I'm a power gamer.
So here we go then. Right, let's see what happens with the blips.
Right, so over this side of the facility where these scions are moving in, they've still got the blips going off on their little handheld auspexes. Trying to be a bit tactical with these and confusing, shift them around the board a little bit. Some of the blips meeting up in the middle. Over here, Glenn's guys walk straight into the first unit. Now, I have a semi-elaborate and awesome system of rolling for which unit actually appears out of the warp. I don't know which demons they are until they're revealed. It could be something really, really horrible, or it could be like 5 lesser demons who are going to get swatted, so it just adds a bit more dynamism, I think, to the game. What we have here are obviously Blight Drone models, but sadly they're not demon units anymore. The Full Dried Index makes them demon engines for Heretic Astartes, so I can't use them with my demon army naturally anymore without playing something a bit different. So what we have is an understrength Plague Drone unit, the Plague Bearers on the big flyers. Never used them before. I'm sure they can be good, but this was just a horrible whiff fest. I shot into the leading Scion unit, took a guy down. Overwatch achieved nothing, combat achieved nothing, except a single return wound from Glenn's priest. So I think these guys could probably hold them up for about half a turn now. Let's see how it goes.
Right, so as we can see, there are now no blight drones or fly things left. The guard mag-ripped everything, but with my powerful dice, only managed to kill it with a grenade launcher, and Lyle managed and failed 2 out of 3 saves right at the end. Otherwise, it had to have been a charge, which would have been less than heroic.
I think they would have carried the day. Yeah. Like we kind of decided that those Plague Drones are good blocking units. They didn't do a lot of damage when they popped up, but they held those guys there for longer than I thought. Yeah.
Meanwhile, like every game that I've ever played with Steve, my side of the army cringes in the corner while, as we see, Steve is advancing up the pitch. It's basically every game I've ever played.
So what's like Steve the GM?
There is something distinctly smelly about this facility, as yet more Nurgle dudes come popping out of the warp. My complicated system of charts actually worked completely in my favour. I didn't game this at all, and we got 10 Plague Bearers and a Herald to support them coming around this corner, and they charged and very adequately dealt with the squad that this Tech Priest was accompanying. Getting up nice and close to the Overwatch didn't do much. Again, just like last time, I think it's more of a delaying tactic, because I think these guys are going to push through. But again, in some of the other areas of the ships, there's actually 2. There's one behind that corner as well. The blips starting to coalesce and form.
Need a Richard O'Brien model, because we've clearly entered the Nurgle zone.
We have entered the Nurgle zone. To the smelly dome!
Okay, so this is the Imperium's turn. This time it's me talking, because it was, I've done all the action in here, and Glenn has now got the opportunity to sneak up and make some ground lost from the previous roadblock. I have don't tell Lyle, but I've got a unit sneaking around here, and a bit of backup.
Don't tell Steve that they're getting isolated.
Yeah, that's the big problem. And I was hoping to finish off these Nurgle dudes, but I got the Herald left. So still a really good result, I think. So I'm hoping I'll be able to kind of move on next turn.
And this was all in combat pretty much, wasn't it?
Yeah, the shooting was a bit whiffy, but then they charged in and got some good rolls, and my new model, my engine seer, did a alright job, so I'm pretty chuffed. Okay, we're over to the blips and we'll see what happens next.
It was probably only a matter of time until something big and horrible slithered through the warp. And there he is. Papa Nurgle,
I didn't think Shaka was coming.
showed up, and I finally rolled for another demonic unit. So there is a unit of 3 Fiends of Slanesh there. That unit, who'd broken off around this side of the corridor, has been reduced to some screams over the Vox. Although there is a heroic Commissar facing down against Fatty. So yeah, lots of action taking place over here. Over here, the Herald still surviving on 1 wound. The Scion officer that he's fighting reduced to 1 wound as well. But that combat's still going on. And over here, where I'd initially held Glenn up in the opening bottleneck, just playing a bit more cagey and waiting to see where those units end up through the corridors. Could always send these guys over there as well because they're pretty speedy.
Okay, this is the first part of the Imperial turn, and I'll hand you over to Glenn. Over here, the Commissar has come bearing fresh information as fast as his legs could carry him. He certainly wasn't running away. He's like just giving people the tactical heads up, so that's really appreciated. And these guys managed to kill. I say these guys. It was one of my favourite characters so far in these games. He seems to be. Technically it's not the same character because he dies a lot, but this guy here managed to finish off the Herald, which is pretty decent, so I'm pretty chuffed about that. But as you can see, we've got this big thing around the corner here, so I need to be cautious. Okay, I'm going to pass you over to Glenn and he can tell you what he's done.
I split into 2 groups here, so this squad went round the corner and hopefully to do some damage to these Slanesh guys by shooting them in the back, but absolutely whiffed. So they're probably just waiting to be run down and...
Yeah, those 2 shots totally underperformed.
Yeah, maybe not the best
Maximum
unit.
range.
Not yet. But this was much more interesting. We popped round the corner and we met these guys. Not the first time I met some dogs in barking, but we won't go there. So did quite well on the shooting. Took off 3 of them with the 2 squads. Decided not to charge so we could hopefully get some Overwatch going here. And but we're still a bit scared about this blip that's waiting to be revealed any second now, I'd imagine.
That's likely to come up as a 6, I think. Isn't
Yeah.
It's almost definitely a bloodthirster.
Yeah, it's,
or Magnus the Red.
and Glenn the Inquisitor is doing what he does best, standing at the back.
Orchestrating the whole overall tactic, right?
Reading that book.
Yeah, reading. Yeah, this is Gault's thesis on how to retreat.
The Codex says what? I should move across from Inquisition and go somewhere else.
Yes. P.S. Make Dark Angels good.
I would say the main difference between our game and that scene from Aliens is that the Scions basically got about 6 feet into the complex. There was no no sort of suspenseful building of action, was there? We just got into it. Over here, the last of my blips that started on the board, we may introduce some more depending on where the game goes, has been revealed, and it's a unit of Bloodletters. But they were kind of blocked off by other things. The Fleshhounds, whittled down, as you can see, but they charged in. There's a couple of characters here, the priest and the commissar. The commissar keeping this last scion in the fight. I don't reckon those dogs will last too long. Over here, I did take down one of the little scion units with the fiends. One of my favourite things about this edition is that variable movement, and I think I played a few games with Slaanesh before even realising quite how quick these are. 14 movement, getting me from over here where they generated into combat with Glenn in a turn, and that was really cool. And they're a decent combat unit as well. Over here, as I stumble over Steve's furniture, the Great Unclean One, this was a really great moment because he could barely fit through that door, right? So we said, okay, we'll take 2 off his charge because he's too fat to make it through. He got pounded by Overwatch. He's down to 7 wounds and then rolled a double 1. So he's clearly needing to grease himself up to get through there. And it's just not happening. So
He's all sex.
Waiting for the Slaaneshi herald to arrive.
Yeah.
And loop him up.
that might be the way it has to go, you know. Yeah, interesting. I want to see what happens as these scions move further down. I think they might get the opportunity to.
Okay, this is the Imperium. As you can see here, the doorway is now clear. With Tempestus Bob, the Nurgle Splatterer, took the last wound off with his power fist. It's a bit unfair. It kind of makes him sound a bit more of a hero than he was because he is assisted by 2 other sort of power fist style weapons. So it wasn't quite as awesome as it sounded, but it was pretty cool for us to move into the Arctic zone. So was it Aztec? Which one are we going for next?
Aztec.
Aztec.
I don't know why I'm saying that.
Yeah, Lyle knows. He's the man. Okay, I'm going to pass you over to my teammate, and he can tell you how awesome he was as well.
Here we go. As you can see, it's dog on.
Nice.
Yeah, they're off the pitch, so that's some good work there. Charged in against the Slaaneshi fiendy things here. Did okay actually. Managed to do some wounds and then kill one because Lowell kindly rolled a 6 for leadership, which was kind of helpful. But I think they're about to happen, which could be very bad. But we should see. It's looking a bit more positive that we've cleared out a bit more of this side. But we'll see what horrors face us in the Aztec zone, which hopefully won't be a Mel Gibson film.
Down from his barge, corpses piled high, breathing fire, lasers from his eyes. Mephiston, 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 Mephiston. He was taken by the black rage. He was cured, now he's very sage. Mephiston, 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 Mephiston. No invulnerable save of any kind. Getting punked, it's easy, you will find. Mephiston, 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 Mephiston. And once more he went a little mad. Thanks to Telesto, it didn't end up sad. Mephiston, 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 Mephiston. A big scary witch, he's so full of hate. Can't join the unit, cause he's got no mates. Mephiston, 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 Mephiston.
We are definitely moving towards the end of Act 2, I suppose, if we're using the film analogies. Just a few heroic individuals left over here. That unit of bloodletters charged in. The priest. There's something about priests in this campaign. It's almost as if they hate demons and they refuse to die. But he's left. The commissar and the guy with the flamer were taken down. I neglected to charge into that squad just yet, so they should be fine. I reckon they can polish off the demons. Obviously, nothing occurring over there, where a similar group of survivors are pushing on into the complex. And back here, 2 new blips showing up on the radars. So something else to come at these guys when, as I suspect, they will very soon polish off the demons they're fighting.
Good things have happened. Sarge here managed to take the last wound off the Slaneshi demon, and as a reward gets to stand in front of his boss, which is all good. And then some amazing shooting by, where are they? The shotgun guys here, who took down 5 blood letters. So there's blood something. Bolters, angels.
Blood.
Kill those and then charged in and killed the last one. So they get to advance forward. So we're going into zone 3, industrial. There's these advancing up there.
You sound so disinterested.
Unopposed. Unlike us real men. That's all she wrote. But we do have a blip here. And
Round the corner. Over here somewhere.
there's round the corner over there, which is going to be the dangerous one, I hope. We'll see what happens in turn 5.
I think so.
Yes.
Okay, that was about 30-second turn. I have generated a 3rd new blip. So 1 here, and 1 here. And literally just positioning in those little corners, nooks and crannies as the survivors push on into the research facility. That's it.
This was all about positioning, really. The Scions moved up here. I did actually roll, so they could have actually moved to about round the corner, but they're a bit scared about what's round the corner, so they're just waiting on that one. The 2 characters caught up with them, finally, of their heroics. And over here, the HQ and the sergeant have gone off by themselves, because we all know how safely that goes in movies. So they're investigating the middle, which is all good.
Heard a strange sound and they've gone to investigate.
Yeah, sounded of blood, sounded of a great demon falling over. Over on Steve's side of the pitch, we can see, again, we're advancing cautiously because we don't know what's around the next corner, but got a good group there. And we're just inches away from the final zone, the zone of battle.
As we get into the business end of the game and the sweep through the building, something horrible has emerged again. The Soul Grinder here doing a number on most of that Scion squad. There's like a Storm Shield dude and the Sarge left from his shooting, but he did fail his charge once again. Nurgle unit's too fat to make it through corridors. So that's obviously what's happened there. But I strongly suspect at this stage in the game, something like a Soul Grinder is not going to be budged by 4 or so dudes. So clearly Glenn's CO moving around here had the right idea, because he should be able to flank it. Over here, that 2nd unit was revealed to be Beast of Nurgle. There's a very strong Nurgle slant in my rolling today, in what sort of demons were showing up, but that's fairly cool. Beast's not the best aggressive unit. I think you can kind of build them to do well with heralds and stuff in support, but they basically just flailed into these guys, Zoidberged into combat and achieved nothing except the wounding of one of their own. So that was okay. Again, a bit of a stalling tactic here, and I think this last blip could prove to be something very interesting. Let's see.
Okay, so I've made some progress here. These beasts of Nurgle didn't trouble me as much as I thought they would do.
It's your bundle of awesome heroes.
It is indeed something from like Lord of the Rings, right, where all the heroes are marching around doing heroic stuff.
I didn't even get to kill any of these red shirts, you know.
I know, right? The red
So-
shirts managed to come and stay. It's just ridiculous. But I'm hoping that whatever this big bad is here, Glenn can take care of that. And I can just kind of go into wherever it is I need to get into. I've got a tech guy, so it's got to be some sort of tech. It's always IT. They're blamed for everything. So I'm going to go in and see what I can find out. But
Techno.
and that's it. That's where I need to be. And I think that perhaps between Glenn and I, whatever big beastie comes out, we can sort it. So I'm going to pass you over to Glenn and see how you got on with the Soul Grinder.
Basically, I didn't. Thank you. Soul Grinder. Yeah, it did its thing. It missed the Sarge with the Power Fist, so we're still in the fight. For how much longer? Not really sure.
Wounded the Inquisitor quite badly, but
Yeah.
the priest Rosarius shrugged off a horrific warp sword that's
Yeah.
like 8 times the size of him.
Yeah, I think he's actually holding on to it at the moment. Meanwhile, the captain has sprint ahead of Sergeant Hammy here, and they're going to keep going to see if they can make it into the final zone. But we'll be back.
Okay, one more blip appearing and playing it very cagey for what looks like the last little showdown. Steve's gang, Glenn's commander, and the chicken shit sergeant hiding behind him. The actual action in this turn, the Soul Grinder was able there to take down both the Scion sergeant and the Inquisitor. But Priest him, has he got a beard?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Beard him at beard face. That's why he's still rocking this assault against this.
Priest.
Yeah, this huge demonic thing in Zero.
He's got vegan powers.
He's dressed in white, he's doing his Gandalf.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if this is going to carry on. I don't know if the priest is going to hightail it out of there. But certainly he's been a bit of a hero so far. And as I say, moving into the final showdown.
Finally, the priest is dead. He stood firm for 3 rounds of combat with the plague, whatever it is.
It is just a Soul Grinder. I mean, the model is a Plague Hulk, but Soul Grinder.
It's a Soul Grinder. But he ain't got no soul. He's gone. Heroically, Sergeant Hammy and the Lord, who's cringing round the corner, ran across this open ground bravely and revealed a Keeper of Secrets and a Demon Prince of Nurgle. So they just really gonna die.
they just tried to run, didn't they? Yeah.
Quite horribly. But look, they're nearly so near to glory. We'll see what happens there. I don't think it's going to be good. I think it'd be.
I might have to go a lot after Steve's stuff. He's got
Yeah.
more of a.
Yeah. Hopefully, Steve's rescue force here will come and do stuff. Will come and do stuff before they rescue these bloody smears. Anyway, we go on to turn whatever it is, the end game.
There was a horrible inevitability about the showdown between a Scion commanding officer and an Nurgle Demon Prince. He has been reduced to paste on the wall. But can Sarge pull off something really heroic? This thing's just wandering around. Can't really get anywhere. But that's fine, did its job. And over here, another very effective assault as the Keeper of Secrets took down the 5 Scions who were a protective cordon for our little Fellowship of the Ring gang. Fellowship of the Fist.
That's what she's hoping.
Yeah, this could still be pretty nasty or pretty good, depending on how you look at these things. When these 4, 5 charge into the Keeper of Secrets, and that could be the sort of flashpoint of the game. Interesting.
Power Fist Bumping Club of charged in, did no wounds, and lost the Scion Sergeant and their tech priest. The Commissar Lord managed to make the invuln, but then rolled 4 once to hit. He was so mesmerised by boobies that he just couldn't function as a soldier anymore. So that's what happened over here. Glenn, Glenn's last sergeant is trying to get out to advise the rest of the world what's in this complex. Yeah, and he's just tried to run around the corner and hide from the demon prince. I can imagine, come out, little human. I know you're there. So that's where we got to on the Imperium term. I think this might be, we've sent loads of people in and it went quiet. Too quiet.
The last desperate moments of heroism here. The Commissar very nearly survived, 4 invulnerable saves he had to pull off. Command pointed the 4th one and just didn't make it, but that one dude still doing his thing, mutually pulling off saves there, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
More whiffy on your part.
It was a little bit whiffy on my part, yeah. Meanwhile, the Demon Prince, of course.
And it was whiffy down there too, right?
Yeah. I like the optimism of the guy thinking he can make it out at this stage, but it wasn't to be. So we'll kind of wrap things up over here, but it does look like the expedition, having come so far and murdered so many demons, may have met their match in the final zone. Okay, very quickly, you may have seen the writing on the wall. We went through 2 rounds of combat, just to speed things up, and the Keeper of Secrets polishing off the last 2 Imperial heroes. So it is a chaos victory. The demons can get back to doing demony things, which probably means killing each other, as we have 2 gods left in here. But thoughts, guys?
It was a lot of fun, like romping through the dungeons, and it's amazing how many demons we killed with just humans, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty good.
Yeah, we did okay until we met Nipples McCoy.
Yeah, I think that was the one moment where perhaps it got a bit silly with what was left, and I'd kind of gone through a lot of my collection, so we ended up with like 3 big things at the end.
But I think it makes a good point about the storyline, that there's something that's important at play here. We don't know what it is, but you wouldn't put out Keeper of Secrets for no reason.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It really just opens this story arc up for some really interesting.
Why have they bound the Keeper of Secrets to this crappy little facility?
Yeah. And I suppose if the Scions had just gone in and purged everything, there's not really a story now, is there?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a 1 chapter story. I like the fact as well that when the Soul Grinder came out, it was kind of the shooting really showed in this game.
Yeah, they're one of the few things that you get some nice shooting with the demons, and they're very, very useful.
Yeah, that was really good.
Awesome. All right, thanks guys. Great game.
Cheers.